Hello everyone, welcome to the classroom. Today will be a follow-up to my Why I Kinda Miss Filler video, in which I'll be explaining how I filler the hole in my heart with some good old-fashioned My Hero Academia filler. Are you tired of hearing the word filler? That's too bad, it comes up a lot in this video. But if you could find it in your heart, please like, subscribe, and bash your head against the bell. Thank you. So, about a month ago, I talked about why I kinda miss filler in my modern-day anime adaptations, and I got a lot of positive feedback. And by that, I mean views. It's my most popular video, so I'm going back to the well. Very quickly, let's define filler for these stupid idiots in the audience. Filler is non-canon material in a series, usually made to lengthen the series. It's the anime equivalent of putting baby powder in the cocaine. Except here's the thing, you can't separate the baby powder from the coke. You can very easily separate the filler from the canon. So I think people really need to stop being so hard on it. I think if you're one of those people who says like, oh, I can't like X because of the fandom, A, you're kind of a loser, and B, you probably won't agree with my philosophy on this. But I think that having your occasional filler can be very fun. And if you only want the canon story, you can skip right past that filler. Which you used to have to do a lot, but these days, anime is pretty directly adapted from manga. So my brothers and sisters, us oppressed filler enjoyers, have to go and seek out our filler from other sources. So today I will be talking about the My Hero Academia team-up volumes, and maybe I'll even breaking news. Remember that breaking news fish from SpongeBob? Yeah, I was kinda doing that. Well, apparently, 2 new OVAs released, while I was writing this script, so I'm covering those now. So the first OVA, which by the way, OVA stands for, video? So the first OVA was HLB, Hero League Baseball. This one was hilarious. It featured many fan favorite side characters playing baseball against each other, except they've turned baseball into a combat sport. Honestly, I was very pleasantly surprised with the amount of effort that was put into this one. A lot of character animation is so hilarious, and this is what the Jujutsu Tech baseball game should have been. They're not even using cursed abilities. What the fuck is that? We're just watching normal baseball now. Unless the players are using magical powers, or it's that one clip of that bird getting hit with a fastball, I really don't care. The second OVA, however, was the Endeavor Agency taking down a villain who plays the sound Mr. Smiley every 2 seconds, and this made this episode almost unbearable. Mr. Smiley, Mr. Smiley, Mr. Smiley, Mr. Smiley, Mr. Smiley, Mr. Smiley, Mr. Smiley. The only good thing about this OVA was Bakugojo. I will not elaborate further. Now, what makes one episode of filler good and another not so good? Well, I think that the most important thing to determine, obviously, is whether or not you enjoyed the product. That's always the most important thing with art. However, I think it's very important to look at with filler, how likely are we to get this story in the canon? Because we see Deku fight villains all the time. That's kind of a big thing in the series. But how likely are we to see Class 1A play baseball? This difference is very apparent when you compare the first volume of team-up missions to the second volume. In the first volume, it seems like Yoko Akiyama, the author of this spin-off, is afraid to take advantage of these fun side stories. The first volume is mostly a bore, with only occasional signs of life shown when the author says, well, wouldn't it be fun if... The best of these instances being when we see Melissa Shield, the exposition machine from the first My Hero movie, meet her Uncle All Might for the first time. Honestly, the biggest issue with the first volume is that it clings onto Deku like a security blanket, but they can't change or develop him, so he quickly becomes incredibly boring. The second volume is where this author clearly gets more comfortable in their skin, doing much weirder and dumber little short stories, like Todoroki, Kaminari, Blowhard, and Meat Gobbler from Shiketsu make Soba together. My favorite two, though, are back-to-back stories, the first being All Might as a guest commentator on Present Mike's advice show, while members of Class A and B anonymously call in for advice. Then in the second story, we get to see them actually execute on All Might's advice. I may spoil pretty much everything on my channel, but I don't want to spoil the jokes in this because I think they're pretty funny. Overall, these volumes can be pretty entertaining, and while the art is obviously not to the level of the main manga, it's used really creatively and it never looks ugly. My favorite bit of art is seeing the rain shimmer on Invisible Girl's face. I'm really excited to see what this mangaka's made for themselves. Now for the absolute pinnacle of My Hero Academia filler, we're going to the movies.
We come to this place, we come to AMC theaters to come to cry, to come.
My Hero Academia has had 3 theatrically released films, and 2 of them are good.
My Hero Academia, 2 heroes, plus...
Yeah, so the first one up is My Hero Academia 2 Heroes, and gosh, this movie is just a whole lot of not much. It follows Deku and a quirked up All Might as they go to Science Island for a hero convention, and for Deku to meet All Might's American boyfriend. Through a really weird amount of contrivance, literally everyone in Class 1A comes to this island separately, and they spend like 30 minutes setting up why everyone is there, when it could have just been a field trip. This movie is pretty whatever. It seems like every opportunity they have, they kinda squander. Like, oh, you want to see Deku and All Might actually fight together? You get 2 minutes of that. You want to see your cast have to do like a cool stealth mission? Fuck you, they just go hog wild. You want to see them dress up in formal attire? Joke's on you, everyone's ugly.
I'm flabbergasted.
I was really tired when I wrote this, so I don't have a transition to the next movie ready. Now this movie goes hard. In this film, we see Class 1A go to a peaceful little island to run their own hero agency for a bit, and this is one of the most compelling My Hero plot pitches I've ever heard. I love seeing the students do their own hero work, whether that's finding lost kids, charging up a tractor, or fighting God. This movie is basically just the last one, but way better. Specifically, they don't have Deku come to the island and then spend 30 fucking minutes explaining why everyone... The humor is better, the pace is better, the villain is better, and oh my god, the action is face-meltingly beautiful. And spoilers for this movie, but I just have to talk about the climax, because we see Bakugo get one for all briefly, and him and Deku wipe the villains off the face of the planet. It is amazing. Of course, Deku keeps one for all and Bakugo doesn't, so that this doesn't, like, break canon. But this is the best way to use filler in my opinion, because we got something awesome which we would have never seen in the main story. Horikoshi said himself that he considered making this the ending of the whole manga, and I'm so glad that we have this lovely filler. Now for the final movie I have to talk about today, World Heroes Mission. You know what's cool in this movie? Cool stealth suits. Deku, Bakugo, and Todoroki are the stars of the show now, and they're in their new little bat suits, and boy do they look good. In fact, if you want to buy tons of cool merch with their new goth digs, you totally can. You can have shirts, figures of each of them, posters. Don't you just love these new suits? Oh, what? How long has it been? 25 seconds? Okay, good. That's about how long these stealth suits are actually in the movie. Yeah, they marketed the shit out of these suits. I still remember laughing out loud in the theater when they changed out of these stealth suits after one very short action scene. Now, having the suits not really in the movie didn't affect my enjoyment because I don't really care about that kind of stuff, but how little screen time everyone in the cast except for Deku, Bakugo, and Todoroki get really bugs me. My Hero Academia is an ensemble series. Every character is someone's favorite, and in this movie they really try to awkwardly fit the show into a more standard shonen trio, and they don't even have one of them be girl for one of the boy to kiss. The standout element of this film though, besides the stealth suits obviously, is definitely Rhodey's soul. He's a sly, lovable little rogue, and him and Deku have great chemistry. They bounce off of each other so well. Deku also at one point is chasing Rhodey down, and it's probably the most entertaining scene in the whole film. The animation is amazing. Like I said, fantastic animation, but the plot, action, pacing, setting are all just not as good as the second movie. So, let's rank every single piece of filler we looked at today, and try to determine whether or not My Hero Academia is good filler. We are ranking them, because ranking things is like non-baby powder cut cocaine for the YouTube algorithm. In dead last, I'm putting the second new OVA they released. This is the only thing on this list that actively pissed me off.
Mr. Smiley!
Second to last is the first My Hero movie. It's fine, but it's got a really messy plot, and god, everyone's outfits are so ugly. Next up, I have the first volume of Team Up Missions. This one only just beat out the first movie because of how I beat out my meat when Mirko shows up. I think the next one is World Heroes Mission, but I don't know, ranking manga, movies, and OVAs together is really hard, but I don't want to write something new. It's Saturday, baby. I like the action in this movie because it's animated by Studio Bones with a movie budget, but besides that, there's not much of anything. The baseball OVA beats out World Heroes Mission because while it is just an OVA, I enjoyed every second of it, and I certainly can't say that about anything previously. Runner-up is the second volume of Team Up Missions because while it is just fluff, I actually cried laughing while reading it. And the winner for Best My Hero Academia filler is Heroes Rising because this movie is so fun, it shows us stuff we'll never see in the main series, and the action is seriously stunning. I love this movie. So, yes, I would say that My Hero Academia has some pretty damn good filler. But that's the video for today. Thank you for joining us as always. Hey y'all, thank you so much for watching that video. I have wanted to make a follow-up to Why I Kinda Miss Filler for a while, because I really liked that video, and also it did, like, really well. So, you know, gotta do what you gotta do. But thank you for joining us today, as always. What I'm going to show off today is this amazing figure of Ling Yao / Greed. I don't mean to hold him by the crotch there, but yeah, of Ling Yao / Greed. I'm still holding him by the crotch. How did I... Man, I got some Freudian stuff I need to work on, I think. There we go. Okay. Ling Yao, I'm not holding his crotch / Greed. This is an amazing figure. My girlfriend got it for me for my birthday. So, say happy birthday to me, and also say thank you to her in the comments. I would really appreciate it. But yeah, god, this filler is so nice. It came with this little red stand. Oh my gosh. It's so cool. I love him so much. He is a wonderful addition to my set. So, thank you, girlfriend. Thank you all for joining me today. Have a great day. Thank you so much for watching the video.